G'day, it's Dr. Richard Lucas here again from Busselton Vet Hospital. I just want to talk today about euthanasia. When is it the right time? It's one of the most difficult decisions that we have to make as pet owners in our lives. When is the right time? It is a highly personal decision, and it's a good idea to talk it through not only with your family but also with your vet, because there are some questions you need to ask. The first one is about activity. Does your pet still enjoy the activities that they used to love? Or do they enjoy any activity at all? Now for me, the decision to put my old dog Frankie down, I made that on this very beach. One weekend, after my wife had been saying, you know, Frankie's getting older, he's not doing much, it's getting close to time, I brought him down here with our other dogs, and he used to love the beach, running up and down, jumping in the water, coming out, and brought him down to the beach, and he didn't even really look up. He sort of had a couple of skips, and then it was head down, trudging along, just following me back. And I thought, I can't do that to him anymore. He's not even enjoying the thing that he loved the best, going to the beach. So if they can't enjoy their previous activities, that's not a good thing. Their response, do they still respond and interact with you? Are they just sleeping all day every day and can't be bothered? Do they look forward to seeing you? Do they spark up when you come in the room? I went to see some friends of ours have had an old dog last Monday, and I went to their home to put it to sleep. And I knew it was the right time, because when I went into that house, she was lying in the kitchen. She didn't get up, she barely looked at me. It was the right time for her. She wasn't responding well anymore. Pain. Are they suffering pain? Are they in pain? Have they got other suffering or soreness that you have to measure against the amount of pleasure that they're getting? And dogs are different. Some dogs will cope, other dogs won't. But if they are in pain or if they've got suffering, then it's time to let them go. The next thing is ability. Your ability in particular to nurse them. Some dogs can cope for quite a long time if you can nurse them really well. But if they're a large dog and you can't move them, if you don't have time, you're never at home to be there for them all the times they need it, then that might be the time to say, okay, we can't keep them comfortable enough. Are they suffering from a terminal illness? Are they facing certain death? Have they got an incurable cancer? Have they got a severe injury or disease that means that they need something done now or not at all? And those sorts of decisions come by us sort of every day, every week. And it's hard. But you know, if your dog's not going to survive, but your cat's going to be in severe pain if we don't do something, then sometimes the kindest thing in face of terminal problems is to let them go. And finally, the other thing you have to be aware of is family feelings. If you're in a family situation, is the family unanimous? Does your spouse agree with you? Can you live with the decision if you're not all agreeing together? Is it acceptable for not everyone to agree? And that's a very difficult dynamic, and one that you have to work through with your own family really well. And what I'd recommend is being honest with kids. They are a lot more resilient than we give them credit for, and they probably understand things and take things better than we adults do a lot of the time. But about the process of euthanasia, when you've come to the decision that it's the right thing to do, then I'd say act on it. If you wake up one day and go, ugh, today's the day, then call us. We will arrange something for that day. Whether that's in at the clinic or coming out to your home where it can be really sort of safe and peaceful for your pet. All those things are possible. We can create a process, we can make it peaceful. And, you know, putting old Lizzie down on the floor in her house on Monday was just such a beautiful, peaceful way for her to go. If she'd tried to come into the hospital, she would have been stressed. But she was just peaceful. And, you know, when I gave her the injection, you could just feel the tension, the stress just fade out of her body as she went to sleep. And it was a very peaceful, lovely way for her to go. So we can make things really peaceful, really personal for you. And if you want to stay with your pet while they go to sleep, or you want to go, then that's a very personal decision. There's no right or wrong. It's entirely up to you. So I hope just going through some of those questions might be able to help some people come to terms with the idea of euthanizing our pets. Ultimately, it is the responsibility that we have as the pet owners to make that decision for them when it's time. Be guided by your vet. We are caring animal health professionals. We don't want to just let dogs go. We don't want to prolong suffering beyond what they need to. We do have your pet's interests at heart. So trust your vet and what the advice that they're giving you as well. So I hope that does help you. And just remember that when it's time to do it. It's never ever easy, and you will grieve, and it's right to grieve for a loved pet. I have done some videos about grief and how to cope with grief, so they might be able to help too. But for now, I'll leave you with the sea in the background, the beach, and a very peaceful picture. Goodbye.